What's up, everybody? It's another episode of Mike and T Talks. And we got some interesting topics for today, as always. Say hey to the people, babe.
Hello, hello, hello.
We are going to jump right into it because we ain't got no ads and nothing else. We not established enough yet.
Right.
So, without further ado, baby, this question is really for you. Do men really know instantly when they want to settle down with someone?
Do we really know? Well, I knew.
Tell them the story. I like the story.
Oh, the story from the
Story.
all the way back.
No, I like the ring story.
Okay, the ring story. Okay, so
Well, no, you know what? I guess you could start from all the way back because I never asked you
make that part
when
short
you
and sweet.
knew I was the someone that you wanted to spend the rest of your life with. So that's a good start. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so like I said, my wife and I, we knew each other from way back. Actually took her to my high school prom, and we kind of hit it off real good that night.
He was my boyfriend afterwards, but I wasn't allowed to have one. So
So, obviously going off to college, and so we lost a little contact. Nothing too crazy
he
though.
ghosted me.
I didn't ghost her, but so I went to off to college. By the time I graduated, I get a DM from her telling me congratulations, and it just so happened to be Mother's Day, also that weekend, and she told me to tell my mom Happy Mother's Day. So we messaged back and forth. Then we went on a date, first date on the border, and we just kind of talked about things that we want in life. What do we see in the future? Probably like the next 5 years or so. And from that moment, I just really knew, she genuine. So, and like we already kind of knew each other. So I just wanted to take the next step. And then as we dated, and I was pretty confident and sure that I wanted her to be the one.
So is there like a specific moment that you knew I was on, or was it like a gradual
Uh,
falling into it
yeah, just a
thing?
gradual. We just clicked so well.
Yeah.
We wanted the same things out of life. We love to travel. We're both foodies. You know, I just
We meshed so well together.
well, very well.
Okay, so tell the story. Tell the ring story.
The ring story. Okay, so let me see. I had already got you one necklace. I was getting another one, or I was getting it fixed.
You were getting it fixed.
Okay, so
Or picking it up from getting fixed.
I had got her a necklace, you know, just like a sentimental thing or whatever. So it ended up getting bent a little bit. So I was taking it to get it fixed. I can't remember if I was dropping it off or picking it up. I think I was picking it up. So went to Zales, picked it up, and I just decided to start ring shopping. I don't know. It just came over me. So I just started ring shopping and thought I was just gonna be looking, and somehow I ended up I ended up leaving the store with a ring, you know. But I was pretty confident that one day in the near future I was gonna propose. So I ended up leaving with a ring.
So wait, was the ring my size?
Was the ring your size? Yes.
It was a 4.5 already, or
No,
was
it
it
was
like a
not.
little bit too
It was a little
big,
bit too big.
and I had to
Had to
get it
get it
resized?
resized.
Cause you didn't know my ring size, did you? Yeah, you did.
I did. Yeah, I did
Yeah, you
because
did.
I had told him. the same day I got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, with all of that being said, do you think that? So you said you knew, but the question is, do you think men? So like, do men really know when they want to settle down with somebody? Like, when a man drags a woman along for years and years with no proposal or anything, is that because she's not the one?
Okay, so it can go two ways. Like I feel like if you know, you know. But at the same sense, I think some men want to get to a certain place in their lives is one being financially stable.
Mhm.
So it sometimes may drag out. Not saying that they don't. It's not saying that they don't want to be committed to you,
Mhm.
but it might take some men a little longer.
But see, I feel like me personally. I mean, yeah, you're supposed to be like, down with the person that you with or whatever. But it's just something about a 5 year, 10 year relationship with no physical commitment. Like I've seen plenty of times, where the phrase, "Oh, we don't need titles," is used. And I'm like, cool, that's cool for you.
Yeah.
Like, I need a title, right?
Wow.
I need to know, am I your girlfriend? Am I your wife? Are we in a situationship? Therefore, you think you can go out and talk to other people? Am I, as a female, giving you some of what you need? And then it's another female over here on the side that I don't know about that's giving you like the other 20% that's missing. You know what I'm saying? So, look, question for the audience. I would love for the men to weigh in. Do you instantly know when someone is the one for you? And then if you do know, is there like a countdown in your head like, okay, I'm gonna only make this girl wait for so much longer before I decide that I want to get married? Or are you against marriage, period? And you're just like, I hope this girl is going to stay with me, knowing in the back of your head that you don't want to get married and you don't want that commitment, like before God and before the state, because you have to do the marriage license and everything. So, before me, was there anybody else that you ever felt like was the one? And you can be honest because I mean they were all before me, so be straight.
Being honest,
Yeah.
no,
Really?
really,
No one that you ever felt like you would spend your life with before we got together.
no, because after that, after that phase of dating, I took a long period where I was just like to myself.
By yourself,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
So
I was
you
just
got to know you.
yeah, I was just doing me, making myself happy.
Okay, well, that's all you can really do, right?
Right.
All right.
Then you get to thinking about, all right, yeah, it's about time.
To
I'm getting
settle
this age.
down.
Yeah, it's about time to start settling down. Your mom won't let off you because she want grandbabies. You know.
Which you still didn't get for like
Oh wow. Yeah.
3, 4 years out of
At least three,
me.
4 years. Yeah.
And I guess with you, like, you are one of the few men that I've met that actually knew, like, every step of the way, knew what you wanted. Like, you remember when we moved in together?
Right.
And, my mom was like, well, did you bring that up? And I was like, absolutely not. That was not my idea. I was just sitting on the floor minding my business.
Yeah.
And I got asked the question and I responded to it. But I personally can appreciate a man who stands in what he wants for his life and the woman that he chooses to be in his life with him. Like, I can respect that when, because I don't know, I really don't feel like you would have led me on.
Right.
Or at least I hope not. Like, I would hope that you would have released me if you didn't see this going anywhere,
Oh yeah.
you know. like we talked about before. But yeah, so my next question, you gonna like this one because we talk about this all the time.
Hmm.
Is it really that hard to leave someone toxic alone?
Hmm.
And from my point of view, absolutely. Absolutely, it's hard. Because when you in it, you don't even realize that it's toxic until you're out of it and you take a step back and you look and you're like, this man has you looking crazy out here.
What's your definition of toxic?
Mm, oh, that's a good question. um, my definition is somebody that I know 100% know from the way the person treats me, acts, everything that we should not be together. Like this person should not be in my life. I should not be in theirs. We should not be acquaintances, friends, none of that. But I'm drawn to it. So it's toxic.
You're drawn to something toxic.
Pretty much every situation that I was involved in college, toxic. Every single one of them, toxic. I was in something toxic for 2.5 years. And I'm talking about toxic to the point where I'm sending text messages where I'm like, you know, you want to be with me. So why are you playing? And this man is telling me to my face, that's not what I want. But that's not what I'm hearing. That's not what I'm receiving.
Yeah.
And on top of that, this is also me, right, in college saying, Tierney, you need to leave it alone. So I take a step back. And then I have a lapse in judgment. And I go right back and we're back in the situation. I'm talking, man, I've had a dude that I was quote unquote talking to, messing with, whatever, hit on one of my friends in front of me. Like try to talk to and get with one of my girls in front of me. And I'm checking him like, what are you doing? Me and her are cool or whatever. And he, oh, I'm drunk. I don't mean it. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, okay, cool. Letting it go. And I'm back the next day. I've told you a lot of my toxic stories.
Yeah.
I told you that I done been laying next to a dude and come to find out he was texting another female
Mm. Yeah, it's toxic.
while I'm laid up in your bed. Like you're texting her while I'm asleep and don't have enough sense to put a code on your phone to where I can just click click and open it up and it goes right to the messages. That's toxic.
Clearly didn't care.
I've had a situation that was toxic where like I care about this dude, different dude. Care about this dude, he falls off the face of the earth for I don't know, like a week and a half. I'm out of town. When I finally do get in contact with him, I'm like, hey, you good? You straight? And he asked me, why do I care?
Hmm.
And I'm like, well, I would like to know if the person that I'm sleeping with is okay. And he's like, but that doesn't give you the right to care about me. Toxic,
Whoa.
but I'm still dealing with you after this. So is it really hard to leave someone toxic alone? Yes, it is if you are like knee deep in it. And I'm talking about like you past the point of no return. Ain't no light at the end of the tunnel. It's just bad. Like it's just bad. And everybody else on the outside can see, but of course they can't tell you nothing because that's who you with, right? That's who you defending. So no, don't tell me nothing about the person that I'm talking to. Don't tell me it's toxic because I don't want to hear that.
Yeah. I don't think I could do the toxic.
So you have never went back to a toxic situation. I have a hard time believing that.
Mm.
You telling me that you done looked at somebody and be like, I'm done with you. This is a bad situation. When it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's bad. I don't want to like I don't want to deal with this, and you just like cut it completely off. You lying because I'm toxic. It's just we married, and I have reined mine in a lot. So what?
We're married. I wouldn't count you. It was like,
But you like them crazy. Something is
no,
wrong
I
with
don't know why.
you. Cause yes,
I
you
can't.
do.
I can't do the toxic, but I like I'm crazy. I don't know why. It's crazy. Ain't it?
Okay, no, because that story that you told me in college, and you know the one I'm talking about with
Mm.
the window.
With the window.
That's a toxic. That's toxic
That's
behavior.
toxic.
Yes, yes, it is.
You
Oh my gosh.
said that's toxic. I jumped through a window.
Yes, because
Okay.
yes, that's
It's
toxic.
because I
That's
went after something.
toxic behavior.
Went after something that I wanted. That's
Yes,
toxic.
that's toxic
How is that
behavior.
toxic?
That's toxic behavior. But see, we always talk about it like you always say, "Oh, I wonder how things would have went in college." It would have went horribly.
Yeah.
I feel like I probably would have ruined you for the next female. Because once you are like engulfed in toxic behavior, you become what you're around, right? So
Mm.
like I became savage. I became toxic. Like, you know what I'm saying? It kind of rubs off on you. Like you can't help it. You've been dealing with this for this long. It changes you as a person. You have to reevaluate. I'm trying to think of any of my other toxic situations. They were all toxic, man.
Mm.
Like I'm not
I
afraid,
feel like more.
ashamed to admit
I feel
it.
like females end up in more toxic situations than men.
Mm, yeah, because men are toxic. You're right. You're 100% right. Yes, the female does end up in it because dudes are toxic. I'm gonna say about 70% of the population of y'all got some toxic traits.
More careless.
Nah, that's the same thing, same difference. That's just a different word.
Just a different. Okay.
So,
Okay.
but why do you think
I can see
females end
that.
up in more toxic situations than men do? What makes you say that?
Just some. Just something about feelings, man. When the feelings get involved, that's when things can go left.
I feel like we're drawn to toxic and crazy and a little off behavior, but I feel like it's the hero complex. Like we're drawn to it because we're like, oh, maybe we could fix you.
Oh, I was just gonna say that. Maybe you want I ain't gonna say well, maybe you
No,
want them
say
to maybe you want them to do what you want them to do.
well, like
You want them to be
sort
all
of.
about you, you know, this and
Well, listen, every female out there can say that they've never tried it, but I will be the first one to admit that yes, have I tried to fix a toxic individual? Yeah, because who doesn't want props for that? Who doesn't want the oh girl, he used to be bad, but then he got with so and so and she completely turned his life around.
put that thing on.
No, that is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about things are so good. You're such a good individual. You have such a good spirit that you can literally
Yeah, I feel you.
turn a bad situation into a good one.
You just bring a different type of energy, and
That,
they attract to it. Us men attract to it.
but it took a long time for me to realize that like I can't change nobody. I can't change no toxic
Yeah,
individual.
that shit's hard.
It's draining trying to do that because yeah, no, that's just a lot. That is a lot. And when you get involved with somebody and you can't really it's kind of like a pool, man. It's just like I can't let it go. I want to cuz I know you're really really bad for me,
Mhm.
but I just it's like that one inkling that's like you want to let it go, but it's something that's keeping you there. Is and I don't and sometimes it's the you know,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, I know.
So sometimes it's the personality. Sometimes it's the materialistic stuff. I've seen people stay with toxic individuals because of what that person can do for them, influentially, or if they buying you the Louis Prada Gucci or
Ooh.
whatever, and they continuing to stay
Oh yeah,
in that
they
situation.
overlook everything.
Right. It's crazy. It's crazy. So we got one more topic, and I'm gonna read a little something, something before we like actually discuss. But my last topic is: are breakups always bitter for one party deep down? Do you feel like you can really break up with somebody and y'all still be cool and cordial? And hold that thought, marinate on it, because I'm gonna read this. So, what I'm reading, the title of it is What I Learned from My Worst Breakup. And this is like super long. I'm not gonna read this whole thing, but I am gonna give the bullet points of what she says she's learned. And I said bullet points. I said I'm not gonna read it all because it's long.
It is long.
I wish I could have seen his face. No, we would be here for hours, so I'm not gonna do that. So the first bullet point, the first thing that this person says that they learned from their worst breakup was that there's nothing that could have been done to stop the breakup.
Hmm.
Second thing they learned is to forgive themselves. That makes sense. For your whatever part you played in the breakup. Um, the third thing she said she learned is to feel all the feelings. I feel like that one is important. We're gonna talk about these. Just hold on. The fourth thing was that you do want them back. You do go through that period. The fifth thing was that the world will get a little bigger every day. The sixth thing was that you will love again. And that was actually the last point, that you will love again. So we'll go back to the question of, are breakups always bitter for one party deep down? I feel like no matter how much somebody says it was a joint decision to break up, somebody is mad.
Somebody's
Somebody is mad. I have been broken up with. I have done the breaking up. And in every single one of those situations, either I felt away or they felt away. And
mad.
you don't see it immediately. It's not like oh, we just broke up thing. Now I'm going to get on the internet and talk about you. It's not that. You see it a couple days after the breakup when y'all are not together anymore. So you don't see this person through like a love lens.
Yeah.
You just see this person, as a normal person that doesn't have any ties to you anymore. And they say things and they do things to make you look and be like, damn, were you always like this? Like, were you always this mean? Were you always this bitter? Did you always feel like this about me? I had one breakup that ended so well. And then friends got involved. And I saw a completely different side of this person.
Mm.
I'm talking about a side of a person that was like, I have people come beat you up, whoop de woo. And I was just like, damn, like, you used to love me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What happened?
we were in a whole relationship. You used to be like my number one. And now we're here. You got people trying to fight me. I got people over here that are mad because you got people trying to fight me that want to fight you now. And then my favorite is that it might not be a bitter breakup, but it'll be one of those things where it's like, okay, I want you now that you don't want me.
Mm.
I didn't put any effort in the relationship the way that I should have, and that's my bad. But now that you don't want to be with me anymore, now I want to do everything that it takes to keep you, which is super messed up. So, has there ever been a relationship where, well, there are a couple that you have told me about, but a relationship where you were bitter or you knew for a fact the other person was bitter towards you?
Yeah.
I would like examples. Give me like one example. No names, just an example.
He
An example person, if you listening to this, get over it.
said.
Period. Because you ain't gonna fight about it. But anyway, yeah, just one. And it can be either where y'all broke up and you were bitter, or y'all broke up and you knew for a fact that they were bitter.
Mm,
You gotta share your stories.
trying to think of one. Let me see. Well, it's gonna be a dead giveaway. Okay, I ain't gonna say like. I'm just gonna say I broke up with a girl because she was going on to do something different
Hmm.
with her life. I'm not gonna say what it was because it'll be a dead giveaway.
Okay.
But and she wanted to keep the thing rolling, and I just wouldn't. I just wasn't with it.
Hmm.
So she definitely was bitter, bitter enough to where I got a letter. I got a nasty letter
Oh, I remember the
from
story. Keep
her
going, keep going.
later on
Yeah.
down the
And you
road.
don't have to say.
Yeah, and so we're not gonna go into in the detail,
Y'all, when I say I
but
wish I could have read this letter because the stuff that he told me, but
mm,
yeah, that's a time. And she was that woman was angry. She was mad at you.
yeah,
She was mad.
I'm innocent. I'm innocent. I'm innocent.
I do remember a relationship of mine where I was probably the most bitter, the most angry that I've ever been. And I'm talking about as soon as we broke up, everything that he ever gave me, jewelry, bears, anything that he left.
I
Because at the
remember
time
this.
I was in college, so anything that he left, anything that I had of his, hoodies, whatever, it was a big trash can right next to the college apartment that I used to stay in. I gathered it all up and I threw it out. And I mean, I was bitter, bitter. Like I had bought this man shoes. I told him that I wanted my shoes back, and my friend was like, "Stupid! What you gonna do with his shoes? Let him keep those." And I was like, "Nah, I paid for them, so I want them back." And so when I started asking for my stuff back, he started asking for like the jewelry that he had gave me back. But little did he know it was already in the garbage can. So I was like, "You can't have it back because I don't have it."
Mm,
And he's like, "What you mean you don't have it?" And I was like, "It is no longer on my person. I don't have it anymore."
tough.
And I'm talking about like lucky that I threw the bear away and didn't like go Freddy Krueger on this bear and just start cutting everything up. Okay. Because we were that close. But yes,
Man,
I was upset and I wanted everything. I wanted it cleansed right then and there. I didn't want no memories, no trace, no nothing. And I felt better once I did it. It probably wasn't the correct thing to do,
mhm.
but I felt better. It made me feel better.
Man, I've gotten stuff cut up before, and we wasn't even broken up.
Wait, what? That wasn't me, right?
No,
Okay, I was about to say I ain't
uh,
cut nothing. I
no,
was like,
no,
I didn't do that. Um,
man.
so we gonna go to some of these bullet points. Um, one that I really, really resonate with, actually two. The first one is feel all the feelings because people will tell you. in a hot second, right after a relationship has ended, there's more fish in the sea.
Mm.
Oh, forget him. You didn't need to be with him anyway. You know, like your friends want to help, so they'll start bashing. But in the moment, you should be allowed to feel all those feelings. Like you should be allowed to feel hurt, sad that the relationship is over. You know, it's the end of an era for you. It's the end of something for you. Something that, at one point was all you knew. So I 100% agree that you should be allowed to feel all the feelings. And then the other one that really resonates big with me is that the world gets a little bigger every day. When you're ready to not feel all the feelings anymore, and you can finally look at it and realize there are billions of people in this world. And, hopefully your soulmate or the person that you're supposed to be with is out there. Every day starts to get a little better. Every day you wake up, with a new perspective of like, man, I'm not with this person anymore, but it's going to be all right. But I feel like there are stages and steps in a breakup that you have to go through. And I was once told that however long you are with a person, that is how long it's going to take you to
Get
get
over.
over that person,
I've
to
heard
be
that before.
ready to be, with another person. So if you were in if you were in a relationship for 2 years, it's going to take at least 2 years for you to get over that person and kind of heal within to start over new with somebody else. Like when me and you got together, you see, I had been with the previous person. I think it was over. It was past a year, but I don't remember specifically. When I started talking to you, it had been almost 2 years.
Hmm.
And once again, talking to you was different because you weren't new to me. It was kind of like a rekindling situation. So, and also we took things super slow. You didn't force anything. Um, like we both had lives. So neither one of us was like, you didn't text me back or anything
Right.
like that. You know what I'm saying? Like we were just kind of vibing out and it became what it was. Which brings me to that bullet point, the last one that says you will love again. Oh my gosh. When you break up with somebody, man, you be like, this is it. I'm going to be single for life. I ain't finna fool with nobody else because I'm tired of this. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of getting to know another person over and over again. I'm sick of somebody playing 21 questions with me because that's how I used to get to know all my
Especially
people.
the older you get.
Yes. The older you get, the more you are, and I can't speak for everybody, but the older I got, the more I was like, okay, I don't want to date just to date. I need to date to see if this is going to go anywhere, if eventually we're going to get married and have kids and be like one big happy family. But my very last breakup before you, I kind of saw it coming because in my head I wanted to break up with him too, but I wasn't good at breaking up. Like I don't like, and a lot of people are going to be like, Tierney, what? I don't like hurting people's feelings. Not on purpose. So it was a thing. Like I was just like I would kind of rather him break up with me than me break up with him, and that's what happened. And of course, I was just like, man, like I really love this person. I was thinking about the future. I was thinking about moving in together and all of that, and now it's over. And I looked at like my prospects on the college campus, and I was like, damn.
Prospects.
I ain't gonna ever be with nobody. I'm gonna just be single forever. And what happened with you is once I got used to the idea of being single and I became okay with being by myself, you came along.
Right on
Like God just kind of plucked you up plopped you right on in there. It was like, boom, here
Send that DM.
you go.
Send that
Actually,
DM.
you have my mom to thank for that.
Ah, thanks, mom.
So, how do you feel about the "you will love again" part?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's straightforward. It ain't over until it's over. Everybody still has a chance at love. So no matter how old you are, I know it's not ideal. I know people that's falling in love in their 40s, 50, even 50s. So
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't never over. But like I said, the ideal time for most is in their 20s. You
Hmm.
know, but it don't always work out that way.
And that's okay.
And like I said, especially if you're a person that has like super strict standards, then that's just how it is sometimes.
Yeah, like
You
you
know,
might not meet your person till later on down the line. Because I
right?
know in our 20s, in the beginning of our 20s, none of us have it
Oh yeah,
all the way together.
nowhere near it. Get the idea, but yeah, still ain't quite there. So yeah, it's never too late. Never too late.
And then what do you feel that second one where they say you have to forgive yourself? What does that mean to you?
Forgive yourself. Hmm, that's a tricky one. What do you think? You got an idea?
Well, I'm reading this and they're saying, every time you slip into self destructive thinking patterns, whether you mistreated someone or you let someone mistreat you in the relationship, you have to forgive yourself for like who
Okay,
you were in that relationship.
yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
And I believe that. I mean, we all do some things that we're not proud of
Oh yeah.
in relationships. But I feel like in order to grow, yeah, you definitely have to forgive the person that you were because it may not be the person that you are
Right.
right now.
Learn from mistakes.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess that's kind of what that means in
Yeah.
forgiving yourself.
More or less trying to forgive yourself and just try to be better.
Yeah, than who you were in your previous
Right.
relationship. I agree. If you're going to forgive yourself, you should learn from what it is. Not necessarily saying that, you did everything wrong in your previous relationship. It's just forgiving whatever self destructive things you may have done
Right.
previously.
And believe it or not, man, relationships are a lot of work. And people think marriage is just this. People think marriage is what you see in the movies. It ain't. Trust me, it's not. It takes a lot of work. A lot of work, and within our marriage, it takes a lot of forgiveness
Definitely.
to each
Oh my
other,
gosh, that's so good.
and to yourself.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely
And
takes a
that's just
lot of
facts.
forgiveness. And you would never see it. I mean, for one, we don't put our marriage on display.
Right.
You see what we
What you see.
exactly. And like I always tell people, me and him could walk in a room and have gotten into it in the car, but you would never know
You
that
never know.
because I don't believe in putting your problems on display like that. But that's a good one. That's really good. What you said is that, I mean, between us, like, you have to have a lot of forgiveness because nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect.
And if you don't forgive, it's just going to
It's gonna
get
put
worse.
so
Yeah,
much
so much
stress.
strain
So much stress.
on a
I'm telling you.
relationship. Oh, babe, that was good. I
And then
100% agree.
yeah, and then imagine having kids, and
Oh,
that's
gotta
a
have
whole
forgiveness when you
other
have
story
children.
that I don't even want to get into.
Don't worry about it. That's coming. That's coming down the line
Yeah,
too.
we'll get on that subject later. But yeah, so
Well, that does it, babe. That concludes it for tonight.
all right.
That was fun. We told some stories. We had some laughs. As always, the comments are open. If there's anything you want to say, anything you don't necessarily agree with, or anything you would like to hear us talk about that is not already on my 5-page list. Because if it's on my list already, we gonna get to it when we get to it. But anyway, we would love to hear from y'all. It's the whole point in us doing this is to start conversations. So drop the comments, subscribe. You know, that's the real goal right there, is
Yes.
to hear us talk every week.
Please subscribe. Please, please, please subscribe and help grow our channel.
And we will see y'all again next week.
Peace
Peace.
and love.